When there are several co-teachers in the same Seesaw class, you can quickly end up with several hundred items posted to the journal feed. This can create a few workflow problems in terms of reviewing that student work and providing timely feedback to your students. One problem might occur if one co-teacher reviews and approves all of the work, and then other teachers don't get to see the assignments that they gave their students and don't know how students are doing, and end up having to sort back through the journal, scrolling through a long feed, trying to find the work from students that relates to the task that they gave. When there are several co-teachers in a Seesaw class, I would suggest that teachers utilize activities as much as they can. Rather than scrolling through a long feed of work in the student journal that may be different assignments from different teachers all mixed up, co-teachers can easily click on the Activities tab and then scroll through the activities to find the ones that they assign to their students. Teachers will be able to see that there are student responses waiting for their approval, as indicated by the blue bar and the blue review button. Teachers can either tap on the blue bar or on the gray bar of this activity to see the student work. In activities, all of the student work is kept together for each activity, so teachers can quickly review the instructions that they gave to students, and then at the bottom, as students individually work through their activities and complete their work, they can see thumbnails of the students' work and know which ones still need to be reviewed and approved by the blue review button. Teachers can click on the thumbnail to see each item in greater detail. They can interact with the items and play any recordings.
I like the swings.
They can tap on the graduation cap again to review the skills that they assigned for this activity and add any additional skills that they feel are relevant that maybe they didn't use before. And they can either mark the student's proficiency in the skills view by tapping on the stars. Marking one red star shows that the work that the student did indicated that they are at a beginning level of proficiency with this skill or standard. 2 yellow stars means that their skills are developing as shown in this work. 3 light green or bright green stars shows that their work indicates a proficient level with this skill or standard, and 4 dark green stars indicates that their work exceeded expectations. So I could mark this work as 3 green stars and then tap the check mark. I could also quickly mark those stars here as well for quicker access if I don't need to update the skills. And again, adding skills as you create the activities will speed up your workflow as you're going through and reviewing and approving student work. Once you've marked the skills, at that point you can go ahead and tap on approve, and you can use the arrow to move on to the next student's work. Again, you can play any recordings.
I really like the slide. The slide's my favorite. Right here is my favorite thing.
If you wanted the student to do additional work, you could tap on the send back button down here at the bottom. Or you could even delete the work if you wanted the student to completely do it over. I think that this student's work is fine. They did a great job, and they even added some additional explanation with drawing the arrow. So I'm going to give them 4 dark green stars for exceeds expectations. You can also add additional folders at this point if you wanted to. So I have this item categorized in the social emotional learning folder. If I wanted to add an additional folder as I'm reviewing and approving, I could tap here on the folders, and I could add an additional folder by tapping a check in front of one of these as well. I'm going to go ahead and tap the check to close that up. And again, I'll approve this student's work. You can continue on with this workflow of moving through each student's work. If all of the students have not completed their work yet, you can jump around over these thumbnails for the students who are still working on their work and have not submitted it, and go on to the next item that needs to be reviewed. So here I can see that this student did not include a recording to tell me what part of this park that they liked best. So they did circle something, so I might give them only a beginning level rating. I might give them developing. I think I'm going to give them beginning, and I'm going to put a comment here on their work, and I could include a voice comment by tapping the microphone. I'm going to type in and ask my student to redo this and add a voice recording. Then I'm going to tap the send back button, and this will return this piece of work to the student. So I have not approved it yet. They need to redo it, finish it, and submit it back to me again. So I can close this window up. On the student's iPad, this activity is sent back to their journal feed. If they're on their journal tab, they may notice this activity show up in their journal feed, and it will be marked with this yellow bar letting them know that it's a draft visible only to themselves and the teacher. They can tap on the edit button and use the creative tools to finish their assignment and then resubmit it to the teacher. If they're not on their journal tab and they don't notice that this activity has been sent back to them, they should see a red badge on their inbox letting them know that they have a message or an announcement from the teacher. If they tap on their inbox tab and then they tap on notifications, the student will see a notice on the left side showing them that the teachers made a comment on their post. And they'll also see a message letting them know that the teachers sent back their work for review. Then they can tap on the journal tab, go back to their journal, find that activity with the yellow bar, tap on the edit button, and continue working on their activity. In this case, once they've added their recording, they could tap on that green check mark to resubmit this activity to the teacher. Again, scrolling through the activities on the activity tab is a quick way for all co-teachers to go back to the activities that they assigned and quickly review that work, that student work, and give feedback on each item as they go through, whether that's positive, encouraging comments, praising the work that they did, or asking them to redo some part of the work and sending it back to them. And as teachers review the work, if they are tapping on those skills stars and tracking the students' progress, again, that will save them time later. To make sure that students are getting timely feedback for any questions that they post for teachers or any messages that they send to teachers, it would be very helpful for teachers to set aside time in their daily schedule to go to the activities tab in their Seesaw class, go through any activities that they assign to the students, and review any new student work. If they've tagged any skills to that activity, then they can go ahead and rate the student's proficiency on those skills or standards at the same time that they review the work. It would be very helpful for co-teachers to communicate their schedules with each other so that they know at what time teachers will be reviewing their activities. That way, when they go to the journal tab, they'll know that the remaining unapproved posts are all items that are not connected with any activities that someone has assigned. Here, they can tap on the review button, and this will bring up just the items from the journal feed view that have not been reviewed or approved yet. If they see an item that they feel is connected to them, then they can go ahead and approve that item or delete the item if it needs to be deleted. If that item needs to be sent back to the student for some reason, they can also add some comments to the item and send it back to the student as well. Co-teachers may need to look at each of these remaining items to decide if they think that the student has submitted this work to them, perhaps as a question or maybe just a message to the teacher. Again, here co-teachers can add a comment. They can post that, whether it's a text comment or an audio comment that they've recorded. They can like that work. Their name will be attached to this work. And multiple co-teachers can comment and like student work. And once they've reviewed this work, they can tap on approve. It's important here in the journal feed that no one goes through and approves all of the items, because some of those items may be for particular co-teachers who will want to see and review that work or want to know that a student has posted a question to them or a message to them. Again, reviewing work that is on the journal tab in your Seesaw class will take a lot of communication and collaboration amongst the co-teachers so that no one is scrolling through a long feed, and so that you're keeping the number of unapproved items at a very low number so that students are getting quick responses to their questions and that they're getting feedback to any messages or work that they're posting to particular teachers.